Hey everybody, it's your girly Empress Chanel coming at you with a random reading. Dear my loving and most highest vibrational angels, ancestors, spirits, guides, totems, and guardians, I ask that you cover me in the whitest light from the highest vibration as I deliver this message. Cover my collective in the whitest light from the highest vibration as they receive this transmission. Gratitude, gratitude, and gratitude. Okay, so let me tell you, I had this wild ass dream last night. Like, y'all know I have like a lot of dreams, and usually in my dreams I'll do like a little dream works. Most of the time I can remember some of it, whatever. This one was so vivid that it was like it can't be ignored. Like, hold on, I had to send it to my iPad so I could just read off what I wrote in my dream journal, because this was wild. This has something to do with time. Also, I don't know, it also has something to do with like sound or energy waves. So I'm not sure if there's something, and there was something with the planets too, and something about something being non-human, but I'm not sure if this if there's some sort of planetary transit coming up with Saturn. Okay, I do know that Saturn is still retrograde right now, but definitely somebody trying to play with time. I just heard time fairy or time witch. Okay, so let's get into it. I literally just sent it before I turned on this, so I gotta wait for it to pop up. Okay, so I sent it to myself out of order. All right, whatever. Okay, so this, if you can see, the date on my note is September 11th, 2023 at 1:39 a.m. I literally woke up out of my sleep to write about this dream, okay? So, I saw a small orange kitten run across my living room. Now, last night, if you live on the East Coast of America, you know that there's some bad storms that happened last night. And also, I think, like, I don't really keep up with the news or something like that, but I think that there's like some bad hurricanes that are supposed to be coming this way or something like that soon. Also, the other day in Morocco at 11:11 p.m., I think our time there or their time, I don't know, there was a really bad like 6 point something magnitude earthquake that really messed up a whole lot of people. People have no homes, people are dead, a lot of things, and I kept for like maybe 2 or 3 days straight before that catching the clock. Like, my eyes kept catching the clock on 11:11 a.m., 11:11 p.m. I got a deposit in my bank account, like a refund for $11.10. And then I got another one for like 11 cents. So everything and then I kept catching the time at 1:11 a.m., 1:11 p.m. So it's something about the 11th or the 11th. Okay. But I wrote here, I saw a small orange kitten. Now, I have an orange kitten, but he's not little anymore. He's big. So in my dream, I saw a small orange kitten run across my living room, and I bought it to come in. Oh, and I thought, I was typing in my sleep, right, halfway asleep, so I thought it said bought. I thought it came in from me opening my front door, so I grabbed it, and it was fast. It scratched my right forearm, but not deep enough to make me bleed. It just stung a little bit. And it kept trying to cling to me with its claws. I asked my son to turn the kitchen sink on for me, and I put Flyer car shampoo. I was tired. And get the cat shampoo so I can give it a flea bath and put it back outside because I noticed it had fleas on it. So something about somebody or something being very parasitic. Okay. Cause fleas are parasitic. The kitten fought the whole bath, trying to bite me and claw me and stuff like that. So when I was finished, I went to take it outside and noticed it looked like daytime, but it was night because of some planetary shift going on. So I put the cat down and asked my oldest daughter, to bring her phone so we could take a photo of the moon, Venus, and the sun. Cause it literally looked like it was dark all around. Like it was a dark sky, but really close. You could see like the moon, the sun, and Venus. And it just was like a really bright, like spotlight type thing. So I don't know if it was some sort of eclipse. That could mean that something is going to be eclipsed out. Y'all know dreams are kind of like metaphors for things that are happening. So Then, as she was trying to do that, my other daughter was outside and my son was in the living room. And my other daughter said, I know where the kitten came from. I said, me too. I'm a psychic. I don't know why anyone would try to hide anything from me. I went inside to grab my phone because my oldest daughter, was taking too long to get the picture right. And when I tried to grab her phone to do it myself, I couldn't get the exposure right on the camera. It kept being blurry. When I came back, so somebody may have some sort of blurred vision when it comes to something, or some sort of like their intuition isn't right or something like that. So when I came back out, it was dark. Like, it wasn't like super bright like it was before, like spotlight bright, but it was getting like darker and darker. So it was like something that had happened really quick. So I grabbed my camera. I came back outside with my phone. I came back outside. It was getting dark and not as bright. So while I tried to adjust my camera's exposure to get a clear picture, I was saying, I know my son found the kitten and had it hidden in his room, and that's why he didn't want my other cat in there lately. But we can't have that kitten because it's too feral and it's full of fleas. The kitten ran back inside when I opened the door again, and him and my other cat started playing. My husband came from the back of the house and grabbed the cat and put it back outside, the small kitten, and put it back outside for me. When we got out there again, it was dark this time. Now, all of this happened in my dream within a couple of minutes. So when we got out there, it was dark this time, not bright like before, but I still wanted to take a photo because with the naked eye, when I looked up, I could see Saturn. This time it wasn't the sun. It was like giant, like super close. I could see like Saturn, all the rings around it. I saw a dark moon this time. It wasn't like a bright full moon that almost looked like a spotlight before, where it almost looked like daylight. It was like a dark moon. So it was like the silhouette of a dark moon or a new moon. We do have the new moon coming up this week, I believe. And Venus, the other planet. I think Venus or Neptune was next to it. They were like, Saturn was here on my right, and then the moon was in the middle, and then the other planet was over here. I don't know if it was Venus or Neptune, but in my dream, I was getting like one or the other. So I don't know. It was blue, so it may have been Neptune, which goes along with illusions. Neptune rules over the 12th house, which is Pisces. The moon rules over the 4th house, which is Cancer. So all of this is about emotions, intuitions, hidden secrets, hidden enemies, time, someone's reputation, because Saturn rules over the 10th house, which is like your public standing, your reputation. It's also about like the government, corporations, politics, your career, your status, prestige. They also call Saturn Father Time because it is the highest as far as, like, if you look at the planets, the way that they set in the sky, Saturn is actually up highest at the top. That's why they call it Father Time. Okay. So, and that's why, in the zodiac wheel, the midheaven is Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. Okay. Which is right at the top of the wheel. Okay. So something about karma too, right at the top of the karma wheel. So they were all big and visible, like they were really close to Earth. Then I started hearing a clinking and crashing like gears in a giant clock. So it was like going clink, 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 clink. Now, I don't know if maybe like I was actually hearing the thunder and stuff that was going on in the third dimension here, because like I said, there was a bad thunderstorm last night. And in my dream, it sounded like gears in a clock going like it sounded like that. And so it sounded like a big, like giant clock. At this point, I was alone with the door closed behind me. My porch light was off, but to my left was a light on like a neighbor's porch. And it was like really bright. I noticed it for some reason because it's never on. Like, it's always, my neighborhood in real life is always like really, really dark. I'm probably the only person that keeps my porch light on. But for some reason, I wanted to get a really good picture of this because it was dark. And so I turned my porch light off. And at that time, everybody had already went back inside the house. So as I took the photo, I saw clouds appear faintly around the planets. And they were like, it was like a bluish green type thing, almost like I was looking through a screen. And then I saw, oh, oops, okay, we're back. My thing is going dead, so I'm gonna get off here as soon as I'm done with this. So, and then I saw robot hands, like the robot in the Jetsons. I don't know if any of y'all remember that cartoon, the Jetsons. The robot in the Jetsons, her hands were kind of like this. But like as I was looking up at it, it almost like I was looking through like a computer screen or something like that. But I could see like right up under the planets, I could see it faintly. It was like moving like this, like it was typing or doing something like that. And I could still hear the gears clinking, but I could also hear like little button noises like typing and stuff. And then it was typing and trying to manipulate Saturn, aka time. So somebody could be trying to manipulate time. And then it says, then I heard a faint announcement. This is what the announcement said. Like it was almost like I was the only person that could hear it. Like I had like super hearing or supervision or something like that. And what I heard in my dream was I heard like really, really low. It was like attention. There, and the voice, it sounded like, I don't know, like to me, and this may just be because I have very limited knowledge about going to other countries and things like that. But to me, like people who are British, people who are from South Africa, and people who are from Australia all have the same accent to me. Like I have to really listen to certain terms and words that they use in order to differentiate which country they're from. So it sounded kind of like a British colonized country, or it could have been somebody from Great Britain, but it was a feminine voice. And it said, attention. There is something that is not human manipulating the sound waves over the American East Coast. You have been warned. And then I started to hear, and I could feel it. Like I could feel the energy. Like right after that, the hands went away. I could still see the planets, but I like put my phone, like I took the picture, but I put my phone like down by my side, and I went to go open my door because I wanted to know, did anybody else hear that? Because I heard it, but it sounded like really, really low. And right when I did that, I started hearing wom, 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 like somebody was manipulating like sound waves. So when I heard that, and then I started feeling almost like I don't know, it's like something in the air, almost like a vibration or something like that over everything. I grabbed my singing bowl, which is right by my in my living room, right behind my front door. So when I walked in, I didn't see anybody anymore. Like everybody had went to their rooms, the doors was closed, my husband was in my room, the girls was in their rooms, my son was in his room. So I grabbed my singing bowl because I was going to counteract whatever sound waves they were trying to manipulate and do something with us with, because I just felt like something was wrong. So I grabbed my sound bowl and I started to like chime the sound bowl, but I was feeling the waves from whatever was trying to manipulate the entire American East Coast. So I started banging on my kids' doors and banging on my door with my husband. I'm like, come on, you guys, you got to come out of here. Like I'm calling their names. I'm like, you got to come out of here. You got to get in my sound circle. You got to get in my sound circle. So, where was I? I kept hearing the clinking. I ran and banged on all the doors, calling everyone's name and asking, did they hear that? And saying, come on, we gotta go. And then everything went blank. It was almost like I passed out. Next thing I know, I'm in a place that looks like a prison or a camp. It was like a room that kind of like looked like a general population type prison. Or a camp. Everyone there was like me. They were separated from their families because they heard the announcement too. So I guess everybody that heard the announcement was taken there. Like that's how they were able to differentiate us from other people, because certain people heard it and could see stuff and other people couldn't. So us that heard it is almost like we got abducted, because remember I said, attention, there's something that's not human manipulating blah, blah, blah. So it's almost like we got abducted. And we were taken to like some prison camp or science lab or whatever the fuck it was. Maybe they were doing some sort of experiments. But everyone there was like me, separated from their family because they heard the announcement too. They lined everyone up and put prison scrubs on us, like a top and a bottom. And it was dark blue. and they only let the ones out of the giant like area where we were in, like a gen pop type of area. They were letting people out of that area, but you had to go past like this lady in order to get there. And they were only letting people out of the room who agreed to be stuck with this needle of some unknown substance. It was just like, okay, like people were lining up and they were getting their little shot, and it was like, okay, you can go out. Okay, you can go out. But I didn't know that until I was like next in line. I saw them do it to the person in front of me, and I was like, the fuck? So, they agreed to be stuck with the needle. I wouldn't go because it was like a short, like big, she was big, black lady. I told her, fuck you, when she was like, all right, you can go after you get your shot. And I was like, fuck you. And, and she like grabbed a different needle and she stabbed me with it. And it was something that was supposed to make me basically like go back to sleep. Like, it was like basically like I was supposed to forget that I didn't comply. And then it was supposed to like try again the next day or when I woke back up and try to get back out. And it's like, all right, you're going to take your needle. Are you going to go out? You're going to take your whatever this is. Are you going to go out? So I told her like, fuck you. And she stabbed me with something else that made me go back to sleep to like reset it. So maybe they could try to ask me again at another time. So she was like, she said, last time, she said, well, at least this time you didn't say kill yourself like you did yesterday. And I was like, I said that? Well, kill yourself too then, bitch. And fuck you again. And she got an older white man to stab me with another needle because I had said that to her. Like, she grabbed my arm and was walking me back to where like this little general population area where they were keeping us held at. And she, and the other white man, he had heard me say that. I was like, oh, I said that? Oh, well then fuck you then and kill yourself. Shit, I'll say it again, bitch. Like, so next thing I know, I wake up and I don't know if this represents like being in another like lifetime or something like that. But I woke up and next thing I know, I'm like, it's almost like I was having like an outer body experience. Like I was a young, like a little white girl. But in my dream, I was like outside of her body, like watching everything that she was doing. But I felt like I was her. So maybe I was like one of her guides or something like that in a different life. I don't know. So next thing I know, I was a young white girl who had escaped that very camp. She went back to where my family home was. It was destroyed because of everything that was going on. It was like after that little announcement, like the world had ended up getting destroyed and all this other stuff. It was like post-apocalyptic was what it was looking like. So it was destroyed, but I remember there was a trap door, or she remembered that there was a trap door that her father had once told her about that was hidden under some stairs in the house. So she went there. She was like locking doors, making sure some like latches and stuff were locked behind her. And she went to this like trap door area that was kind of like in like some sort of back kitchen. I don't know if it was like a servant's quarters or something like that type of area. But she went in there and she found the little stairs. It was like stairs that led to the outside. But she unhooked it and like opened it up and then went down up under the stairs. But she could still like see through the slats. Or she could still see through the slats, anything that was going on around her, because she knew that they would go to that place to find her. But that was the only place that she knew to go because she didn't know anywhere else. But she knew that there was a hiding spot there. So that's why she went there. And she was just going to try to like wait it out if they didn't find her. So it says, I remembered the trap door, some stairs. So I hid there knowing that these people would come looking for me. Sure enough, they came and raided the home. They picked up my scent or something because they found like a water jug. They literally went to the exact room that I was at. They didn't go nowhere else in the house. They literally followed my path. So I don't know if they picked up my scent or was following like my energy signature or something like that. But they went straight to like that room. They opened up a cabinet because I hadn't even been through none of the cabinets or anything like that in there. Or the little girl she just went and hid. And they opened up a cabinet and they saw like this big jug of water, which that's a necessity, if you're going to survive. So she grabbed the water jug out of the cabinet and she poisoned it. Like, she took a syringe. She kept having needles and stuff. She took a syringe and put stuff in it. So knowing that I would get thirsty eventually, and the house was being watched, I saw her do it from a crack under the stairs. When they left, I escaped, and I saw them rallying up other loose children, like other children who got smart enough and got loose, or people who got smart enough and got loose, by shooting them. So I hit a switch move, and I distracted the black lady, because it was the black lady and the white guy, the same two that were in like the little general population area that was given needles. They were the two that were out there catching people that had escaped and trying to bring them back. So I saw them rallying up other loose children. They grabbed them, and they were shooting them like in the arm and stuff. And so I hit a switch move, and I distracted the black lady while the white man had his hands full with two other children. Like, he had his hands full with two children, so he couldn't grab me. And she was going after somebody else. So I went a different direction, and she like didn't know who to go for. But since she was already going for one kid, like, she couldn't grab me. So he yelled to her that I was there. Like, here she is. She's over here. She's over here, because he couldn't get me, and she was running the other way. And then that was the end of the dream. And then I woke up. So, yeah, that was a wild ass dream. I really don't know what that has to do with anything right now. It could be something relevant to the earthquakes, because I did mention that. Y'all know they do mess around with the weather machines, CERN, and things like that. There could have been some sort of sound wave manipulation that happened, that started on the east coast of America, and it pushed some sort of sound wave. Y'all know how they do, they hit things, or they mine for things in the ocean, or they do certain things where they blast things and it shoots some sort of like energy wave, and it causes earthquakes. Like, they can target earthquakes. They know how to manipulate, like I just heard tectonic plates. I don't even remember what that is, but they know how to manipulate things in order to get certain places to have earthquakes, or like heat energy, like laser things, in order to get places to like catch fire. Maui, still 2,000 children missing from there currently. Almost 1,000 other residents that are missing, but yeah, I digress. And funny how they just found 2 more people from the 9/11 attacks. They just identified them using like new DNA. I just cut the deck on drone, and the silence is deafening. Remember I said a sound wave? So I don't know what this has to do with anything. Something in reference to July, L, first, middle, or last initial, or something that has to do with L, maybe a country starts with L or something like that. All right. But yeah, look, cut the deck again. 12th house. What was I just talking about? Neptune, Pisces, 12th house, hidden enemies. These are people who, or this could even be a country, a parliament, government. Like I said, politics, something like that. Could have been a political move that they did on Morocco. Something that have to do with French something. But they're addicted to attention, money, and drama. They're addicted to that shit. They need it, because that's how they control people. Okay, we have, you can sue, you have a case. So there's something that was done to somebody. Okay, some sort of experiment. Maybe they did something and had been watching. They thought that maybe you had forgot about something, but no, over here we have legal or court situation. I did a reading or got a reading done on you. Don't take it personal. Abort mission. Open investigation right behind that. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna end the transmission right there. Hopefully, I just really wanted to put this out there and transcribe it onto video. Maybe I could have pulled some more out of it. I am starting to get a little bit more from it than what I got when I first wrote it down. So I'm glad that I did read this out, but I think maybe I should do like a more formal card pull and things like that on it at some point. Look, we have spiritual guidance in reference to some sort of rat pack. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna pull maybe just one card on this, and then I'm gonna go. It's 454 where I'm at. Y'all see the numbers, okay? High Priestess, cause I be knowing. I told y'all in my dream, I was like, cause I'm a psychic, I be knowing. I don't understand why people would think that they could hide something from me. I know why he had it too. And I was saying something like, because he didn't want. I was saying I knew why my son had the kitten because he didn't want the other cat, or something like that. I knew that he had it, and that was the reason why he didn't want the other cat in his room or something like that. All right. Seven of Cups, that's that confusion, or like I said, somebody having some sort of foggy type memory. Four of Swords, she's laying down, sleep, kind of like a dream type state, resting, healing. So somebody who's a healer or can regenerate themselves. Any other card pulls we want to do on this? Because the High Priestess can definitely represent some sort of secret. Look, death. And the card that I pulled over here, that was under Rat Pack card, but I didn't say it, was necromancy. So there's some sort of death magic. Right behind that, Earth Angel. This is not your problem. We saw the other card before that said, abort mission, don't take it personal. So it's like you're not receiving whatever energy this is that they have been putting out. Maybe you're not vaxxed, because I'm not. So this could have been something about that. But it's whatever that is, that gave you or me in my dream some sort of powerful protection against whatever it was that they were using to manipulate everybody else with. Okay. My way or the highway. And I said something that had to do with some sort of French country. You know, Morocco, they were colonized by France, so they do speak French. Okay. And I do have this French phrase right here that just popped up. Lundi matin, l'on peut, sa femme de reine et le petit prince is a song about the days of the week in French. Okay. But this is definitely, it talks about looking for someone who borrowed something or took something, or someone. Remember in my dream I was just talking about, I felt like I was abducted or taken to like some sort of camp, prison camp or whatever, looking for something or someone so they can take it back. And they were coming with family. Okay. They were royalty. Somebody was royalty. So this could be some sort of cosmic royalty, you know, that type of thing. We have a hidden gem or Easter egg that I wrote down right here. Okay. I was sent to spy on you. And when I just said royalty, right up under that, a prince or a princess, charming. Okay. And it says, help me to understand two truths and a lie. So someone is here. It's like this High Priestess is going to help people to understand something about some sort of like mass death ritual that was done for some sort of political move. Okay. Ace of Cups here, an outpouring of emotion. That could also be like an abundance of like intuitive thought or messages. The Moon. This is psychic energy right here. High Priestess, the Moon, Ace of Cups. This is all psychic energy right here. So there's some sort of psychic, I don't know, Page of Swords. I was sent to spy on you. The Lovers. Four of Pentacles, Capricorn energy right here. And Temperance, an Earth Angel. So there's something that has to do with them differentiating between, and the Lovers is about making the right choice, the right decision, using your free will to make the right. It's the opposite of the Devil card, because the Devil card also has the same two people from the Lovers card on it, except for they're bound by chains. And the Devil card represents what? Capricorn. Saturn rules it. Father Time, things like that. So over time period, and Temperance also represents time. Okay, we have Empress right here. Temperance also represents time. So there's some sort of manipulation with time, something in reference to Saturn being retrograde. I don't know if they were trying to bring something back or put people back into a certain time frame or time period or place of maybe some sort of like slavery or mental slavery or like a new age type of slavery. But there's too many people who have slipped through the cracks, who know what's going on, who have opened up their mind to intuition and things like that. And I feel like what this represents is somebody did definitely make the right decision here. Okay. Nine of Pentacles, self-sufficient, independent, doing it on your own. That could also represent some sort of company here. So you may have some sort of business or LLC or small company where you do some sort of psychic work, like I do, some sort of psychic investigative work. Psychic investigative work. Eight of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. And we have the Four of Wands, this house that I was talking about. Queen of Cups and Nine of Cups. Yes, that's definitely some sort of wish fulfillment is going to come here out of this. But definitely with the Queen of Cups, the High Priestess, because I see the Queen of Cups is right here. High Priestess, the Moon, the Ace of Cups, like definite a lot of very psychic energy going on here. And yeah, it has something to do with institutions, prisons, asylums, some sort of self-undoing that was happening, things that are repressed, things that are going on behind the scenes. So this could represent a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes. If you saw my 2/22/22 reading last year, my Pluto returns reading, for when they started this country, basically, when all that slavery bullshit got here, yeah. And the American East Coast was the only place that got actual slaves. And in the transatlantic slave trade, the American East Coast, North America got the least amount of slaves. I'll just put it like that. Because there were already Melanites here. There were already black people here. So, yeah. So I just saw King of Pentacles and Queen of Pentacles. There's some sort of couple or married couple or marriage or with the Lovers being right here. And then we saw the Four of Wands. That could definitely be some sort of divine partnership. We have Six of Wands. Something is being brought to the forefront. Okay. Someone is about to gain some sort of star status or be famous for something that they've done or uncovered. Judgment. A judgment call is about to be made. That's Archangel Gabriel. Three of Cups, some sort of celebration is going to happen. And the Tower. I said there was a bad thunderstorm last night. Some sort of upheaval or something that was done where something was invested. They invested in doing something here, or someone was invested. But that could also represent you doing the right thing by minding the business that pays you. Because we did see somebody may have been trying to lie about something, okay? We have Strength and Hangman right here. So this is some sort of with the Hangman and the Tower being out here, there's some sort of intuitive insight, enlightenment, or powerful realization that just changed the game. Changed the whole game. But like I said, there was some sort of high priestess that works for our government. In my 2/22/22 reading, go to YouTube and look at it. It's called Pluto Returns or something like that. 2/22/22, and it definitely talks about how they 100% use mental manipulation, psychic attacks, spiritual attacks, and things like that on the masses. So and energy harvesting and manipulation. I talked about this earlier too. The Wheel of Fortune, the karmic wheel. So there's some sort of karmic completion that is coming from this. Okay. Ten of Swords. This is a revelation in dreams of some sort of, and swords to me kind of look like those needles. There's some sort of revelation here about some sort of manipulation that they did on the masses when it came to these vaccinations or shots or things like that. Okay, so there's probably going to be a lot of people who have cases against the government for experimenting on them with these different types of shots and booster shots and this and that and stuff. The shots that I was getting shot with, and it's funny because my left arm where I was getting shots at in the dream where they stabbed me at twice, it actually was hurting this morning. But there's something about people unknowingly being part of some sort of experiment or some shit. They didn't tell people that they were part of an experiment. They were just letting these people think that they were doing something for their health. That's why I pulled the cards. A lot of people are gonna have you can sue. Basically almost like a modern day Tuskegee experiment. Syphilis experiment. It's like a modern day something like that. Like, when this whole thing first came out, and a couple years ago, when things like first started shutting down and everything, and I was reading for this, I was picking up on the energy of this virus being spliced with human immunodeficiency virus. I think that's HIV. So because this is lab created, and it was spliced with that. So there's a lot of people who were actually unknowingly getting injected with HIV. I just heard placebo. So some of them were placebos. I don't know. They've been doing some sort of experiments here. Yep, Five of Swords. If nobody told y'all today, I'm going to tell you, I love you. Peace. I'm going to look more into this at another time. Love y'all. I got to go. My phone is dying, and I got to take my daughter to her game. 5:05. Major change, major upheaval, like I saw with that tower card.